It just seemed like him and Matthews are nuts about contracts they signed, and he was going to the Knights. Where did he play junior? That was the whole reason why I thought it would happen, because that's the way they think. He wanted to be a Knight again.
Yeah, I'm honestly trying to remember if I've had you on since then, because like it's been obviously a quiet time with everything that's going on. I know Mike and I obviously broke. It either was, Frank, that I had you on before the free agency, and that's what I'm thinking of, is that we talked about some of the other things that were going on, kind of in and around the Marner stuff. So that's probably where I'm thinking that you had come in.
Probably.
Now, obviously, so catching up for anybody who's maybe hasn't been following the Locked On Leafs podcast. First off, I want to just let you know that this episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNHL at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. And just a little recap. I mean, Frank and I were kind of, he was like, did I miss, like, we didn't miss any news? Like, not really anything, right? Obviously, you called back to the Derek Lalonde hiring back in June. Like, probably some people forgot that happened. We obviously had the Hall of Fame announcements with McGillney finally getting his name called, and we've had all the moves and stuff that's happened. So there really hasn't been like a whole lot of hard news, obviously, with this team, and we're expecting something eventually to happen. Like we're starting to see some teams make some moves. I think the Rangers had signed a couple of goalies, and so like teams are starting to slowly build out, areas and holes on the roster, or even in their AHL. But we will actually have potentially some Leafs content to talk about at some point this week, because there is a charity event that's happening in Brampton. It's the Hockey Night in Brampton. Essentially, it's a charity classic, and part of this is you see some players come in, and it's a community event, right? Getting a chance to help for a good cause. This year, it's going to be helping support the building of a hospital in Brampton, a second hospital there, and they're bringing in the big guns because Mitch Marner likely would have participated in something like this if he was still with the Leafs. We know that he's not with the Leafs anymore. He is in Vegas. I've actually been seeing him doing some somebody showed me a picture of him with Joe Thornton not too long ago. I mean, we know that those guys all keep in touch. So with Mitch Marner out of the picture, in comes Austin Matthews. So for the first time, Austin Matthews will actually be participating in this event. And it's funny because he talked about how seeing guys like Marner, Tavares, even Max Domi. I think Max Domi is going to participate in it again this year, if I'm not wrong. But I think he realized, I'm the captain. I need to be more present in events like this. And it's going to be a nice event. Mark Giordano is going to be there. I saw that Curtis Joseph's name was on there.
It surprised me Wendell Clark was there.
I think, Wendell's usually on things like that. So there's going to be some notable names at this event, and obviously we'll get to hear a bit from Matthews. I don't think we've heard anything from Matthews since John Tavares signed, but also the Mitch Marner him leaving. So I'm curious. I'm sure whoever is going to be there, there'll be media there, and they'll ask about it. I'm sure that's going to be one of the questions asked. So I kind of think we all understand the kind of answer we could be getting from Matthews in a time like this, but I'll be curious to see how that one all plans out. But like, Frank, what would you expect to hear from Austin Matthews?
From Austin Matthews?
Yeah, from a time like not just even about the Marner stuff, but just
what I expect to hear or what I want to hear.
What would you if you were at this event? If you were going to this event at the CA Center, I think it's sold out. So unfortunately, if you were looking for tickets, maybe somebody's offering them up. But if you were going and you got a chance to ask Austin Matthews a question, what would it be?
Oh, my question would be, Austin, this is going to be an opportunity for you to show how much offense you can generate on your own because quite honestly, generating offense is something that he hasn't been given a chance to show that he can do, because it's always been who's going to feed Austin Matthews. And now with Mitch Marner gone, the biggest thing that Austin Matthews, so this is not just something I'd ask him, this is something I'm wondering about. The real question is going to be this year for Austin Matthews. He's made the change from goal scorer to 200-foot game Austin Matthews, right? Well, there's a step in between that he hasn't accomplished, and that is offense fabricating Austin Matthews. Austin Matthews is a finisher. And as a center, he should be also, because of the position, he should be in a position to feed his wingers. So the question now comes up, can he do that? Can he, we talk about where the Leafs going to get the assists that went out the door with Marner. Well, a lot of them, at least in the first line, have to come from him. And he does have a more than able trigger man in Knies. Now, Michelli, that some people are projecting him to be on the wing. He's a bit of a manufacturer himself. He's a bit of an assist machine, and he's young, and he's been getting better every year. But I still, like I said, I would ask him, how important is it for you to establish, as I set it up, you've been a goal scorer, you're improving your 200-foot game. How do you feel about you as a setup guy? And it doesn't mean that that's all he's going to do. I'm just saying, can he do that as well as be a trigger man? And I think that would help him in shooting and scoring as well, because the one thing that has happened over the past few years, and one of the reasons why I'm asking if he can change, because he has to. He's predictable. We all know what he's going to do. And we do know there's guys like Ovechkin that once they set up in their office, they can overcome people's, knowing what they're going to do. The question is, can Matthews do that, or can he add to his repertoire and become a passer?
Yeah, I think there's going to, now with Marner gone, there's going to be an increased spotlight and focus on Austin Matthews, obviously, because first off, how's he feeling health-wise? I mean, he ain't going on the ice if he is not if he's not 100%. Like, I don't think he's going into a charity event, and they're saying he's going to captain this event, right? Like, I don't see him standing behind the bench. I think people are expecting him to be on the ice. I don't have any concerns really that he will be 100%. If there is concern, like, I wonder, because we know that he said there wasn't any need for doing any surgery. There wasn't any need to do anything other than just getting some rest and probably doing a bit of, training to try to get whatever the injury is healthy. I know that there was, I think on Overdrive, they were talking about his health being in question. I don't know. I mean, it's tough to make that assessment without seeing him, right? Seeing what he looks like. And I think Wednesday will